Today's video has been inspired by a phone call I had literally a few minutes ago with a lady who's a member of a leadership group at a company going through our leadership program. This lady is instituting a fairly major change for her team, and she's struggling with resistance to change and in motivating people to move to a change that looks on the surface to be favourable for everyone. My name's Simon Tyson. I'm the CEO of The Real Learning Experience. When I heard her issues and her problems, it occurred to me that these are so common for managers across the clients we work with that this would make an excellent video this week. I asked our client to explain to me the change they're implementing and the sort of resistance they're getting. They explained to me that this change involves implementing a new software package. The result of this software package will be that their people save time, that their people can focus on tasks they're more interested in, and their people will have to do less manual reporting. Despite all that, they're still copping a lot of flack from amongst the team and from a couple of people in particular with resistance to change and a lack of willingness to embrace the new processes. For those watching the video, I'll include a graphic in the transcript that shows the formula I'm about to refer to. Now, while change and resistance to change can't be mathematically calculated, this formula is an interesting platform in developing strategies to move beyond that resistance. What it comes down to is this. The lady I just had the phone call from is working on dealing with resistance to change at one level. Now, at that level, she has a compelling argument, but on its own, it's not enough to overcome the lethargy, the resistance people have around changing habits. She needs to approach this from multiple perspectives, and that's what this formula outlines. The formula was developed by a couple of researchers called Gleichner and Leichhardt, and what they suggested was that in order for you to overcome resistance to change, three other factors collectively have to be bigger. If you like, think of it as scales. On one end you've got resistance, and on the other end you've got these three factors multiplying themselves to create, hopefully, more weight at that end. I'm going to recap that formula really quickly for you, and then let's apply it to this specific situation to help you see how to use it in a practical way. The formula suggests that the three factors that need to outweigh resistance to change are the dissatisfaction people have with the current state they're in, the attractiveness of the vision of where they're going to go, and the ease of making the change. And in this formula in particular, the ease and obviousness of the first step in making that change. So let's look at those one at a time, remembering at this end we have resistance, and our goal is to outweigh that. So the first factor is dissatisfaction with the way things currently are. Ask yourself this question: if people are really comfortable, really satisfied doing what they're doing, why would they go out of their comfort zone and change? What you as a leader need to do is create some dissatisfaction. In this case, she could suggest that the software system that they're currently using won't be supported after a specific date. She could suggest that they're free to use that software if they want to, but reporting is going to become more complex. She could also suggest that there are some opportunities that people who are working with the old software won't have available to them, or that if they want to keep working with the old software, that's okay, but it will only be on the old technology. They won't be upgraded to the new PCs, the new IT. Whatever the approach, she needs to create more dissatisfaction with the way things currently are. John Kotter, one of the world's leading experts on change, suggests we have to have a burning platform. If their platform's fine, why move? we have to set fire to that platform to create some dissatisfaction, to inspire people to want to move. Now, the second of those things, the vision, the attractiveness of where people are going, she seems to have got that one pretty close. That's where she's focused all of her energies. She's talked about the ease of using the software, the reduced reporting requirement, the ability to focus on tasks they prefer, etc. She's building a really clear vision of the attractiveness of where she wants them to go. Together, these two factors may start to create some momentum. I'm not that comfortable with where I am, and I quite like where I'm supposed to go. We have to deal with one more dynamic here, and that's all about the path or the process from getting from one to the other. So let's look at those first steps. I actually prefer to think about the whole process, not just the first steps, but all the steps they need to take to go from A, where they currently are, to B, where I want them to be. Those steps in this case could include a whole range of things. It could be a progressive implementation of the new software with some sort of transition period where they can continue to use the old software as they learn the new one. It could be some online learning modules that help them acquire the skills to use the new program. It could be some coaching, some mentoring, etc. All of those things are about making the process of making the transition easier, less painful. Hopefully by the end of the phone call I just had with our client, she now has strategies she can use on 3 levels, not just one. Absolutely continue selling the vision of where you want your people to go, but add to that, create some dissatisfaction, make them less comfortable with where they currently are, and help them see that the path of getting from one to the other is not that difficult and not that painful. It really doesn't matter what the change is that you're trying to implement. If you work on that change and if you work on overcoming resistance to change on all 3 levels, you're much more likely to have a successful change process. Thank you again for watching this video. We really hope they give you a lot of value. Please also subscribe to receive blog alerts to make sure you never miss a new article, a new resource, or a new video.